Hello. In previous videos we followed the progress of an idea for legislation right through to the point where it's introduced as a bill in the House of Commons and on to consideration of the principles of the bill in the second reading. The detailed work begins at the committee stage. This is where the bill is examined clause by clause, schedule by schedule, amendments are proposed and may be voted on. Today, most bills go to a public bill committee. The bill is considered by a small number of members in a room which is set out like the House of Commons chamber, with the government on one side, the opposition on the other. Once these were known as standing committees. It's a rather misleading term because the term implies that these are permanent. In fact, for every bill, a new set of MPs are selected. Now they are known as public bill committees and can begin with written and oral evidence taking. Now this isn't as extensive as committees in the US Congress or gives as detailed scrutiny as the select committees do. Instead, it's a short opportunity for the committee to ask questions of officials, of experts and other people who might be affected by the bill, so it will help them understand better the background to the bill and perhaps with specific provisions. The committee is assisted administratively by the scrutiny unit. Once the oral evidence section is completed, the clause-by-clause scrutiny begins. Now, if you use the links in the Westminster Post, you'll be able to see examples of the amendments that were submitted for the Legal Aid Sentences and Sentencing of Prisoners bill in July 2011. You'll need to look first at the original text of the bill and then see how the amendments change the wording. Key words and phrases appear in the amendments. Insert, at end add, or leave out. So look at that, consider what the amendment would mean. For example, Andy Slaughter, he was the opposition spokesman, he proposed in clause 1, page 1, line 13, leave out may and insert must. This would mean that the Lord Chancellor's discretionary power that the government intended to grant to secure the provision of general information about the law and legal system and legal aid would become an obligation to secure it. Take a look through some of the amendments. They set out exactly where the amendment should be made, the relevant clause first, then the page number in the bill, which is at the top of the bill, and the line number. That's why you see 5, 10, 15. It helps you work out which the line number is written at the side of the text. Once all, if any, amendments for a clause have been considered, the motion is put that the clause stand part of the bill. New clauses, of course, can also be added. By contrast with the House of Lords, which must consider every amendment, the chair of the committee, who acts as, in effect, the speaker, selects what amendments are taken. So, in the Commons, not all proposed amendments will be considered. The reasons for declining to consider them may be that an amendment is mutually incompatible with an amendment that's already been agreed, or is clearly dependent on an amendment which has been rejected, or has the same effect as a similar amendment. When the bill has been considered, it returns to the chamber for report stage. Now, some bills receive their committee stage not in the committee corridor, but in the chamber of the House itself. Normally, this only happens for bills of constitutional and great financial significance. Where no amendments are made in commitment, then no report stage may be needed. Well, that's the committee stage, and I'd encourage you to familiarise yourself with the work of these committees and how amendments are written. Thank you.